Before the shooting, there was a crash, and it appears that a car actually crashed right into this road messaging sign and took it down. Neighbors tell us that Highway 402 was shut down for hours as police investigated what happened. Loveland police were called to a rollover crash between St. Louis and Boise Avenues at 11:39 Saturday night. Police tell us the first officer was there within about 2 minutes. The officer came upon a car that had rolled over. The officer then reported to dispatch that the man driving the car had a pistol, and police tell us the man displayed that gun in a threatening way. Shots were fired and the driver was hit. Police can't tell us, though, whether the officer fired, the driver fired, or both of them fired shots, but the driver did die at the scene. Police officers were wearing body cameras at the time of the shooting, and that video is being reviewed as part of the investigation. A multi-agency team led by the Larimer County Sheriff's Office is investigating this officer-involved shooting. In Loveland, Noel Brennan, 9 News.